Hi, today I'm making homemade pizza for lunch. I know homemade pizza can be a little bit daunting for some folks, but it actually has such a great flavor, and it does take a little bit more time to make the crust, but it's well worth the effort. So we're going to begin with just a pizza crust mix. Something that just has the flour and the yeast. And we're going to follow the instructions and combine the yeast and the flour with a cup of warm water. And we're going to begin to mix these ingredients until the dough starts to form. And as the dough begins to form, you're going to just continue to stir until it's combined. And we're going to knead it for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then you can get a bowl with extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a bowl and coat the bowl, and then we're going to transfer the kneaded dough into the bowl. And I just lay a dish towel over the bowl and let it rise for about 45 minutes. This is a quick rising dough, so it's about 45 minutes. And while I'm cleaning up, this is a weekend recipe, I'm doing some other things in the house, I'm letting that dough rise for the pizza. While I'm waiting for the dough to rise, I've actually went on and got my rolling pin and my pastry cutter, and actually did a little bench flour, which is just regular flour, and got my surface ready so that I can roll out the dough once it's ready. I've also taken time to go ahead and cut up my mushrooms, get my pepperoni out. I used my fresh basil from the garden, so I cut up about 2 tablespoons and about a quarter of a bell pepper sliced, and basically that's probably 1/8 of a cup of bell pepper. And once the dough is ready, I am transferring it to the bench flour, or the flour that I have ready, and I'm going ahead and kneading the dough a bit, but I'm really rolling it out. And I'm continuing to turn the dough and roll it out until it's flat and ready to transfer to my pizza pan. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite Prego sauce, which is a pizzeria style sauce. And I'm just going to put some sauce in the middle of this pizza dough. Not too much. I think it's important not to put too much sauce unless you just like it that way, but I don't like too much. So I'm grating some mozzarella cheese. I used this whole pack. That ended up being about 1.5 cups of cheese. And I've also added to that my fresh basil. So I've added the fresh basil onto the pizza. And at that point, I'm adding some dried Italian seasoning. You all know how I am about Italian seasoning. So I added that. I added my green bell peppers, and then I added my pepperoni. So I found out I was supposed to have done it the opposite way. I was supposed to put my pepperoni on first. Oh, well, I didn't. So I added my mushrooms, and then I transferred the pizza to the oven. It was about 25 minutes to cook. I wanted to get a nice crispy crust. And when it came out, this is what it looked like. I took my fancy cutter and almost took all the topping off, but I did slice the pizza, and it was good. I mean, it was good. This is not something I do too often. I think I probably haven't done it in years, but it was fun to make, and it was really tasty. So I think this was probably like a medium-sized pizza, and it could feed 3 people, maybe, depending on how much you wanted to eat of the homemade pizza. I struggled with this cutter, but it did come out, and it was a great lunch. So that is homemade pizza.